If there's one publisher or 10 publishers making $10,000 a month, then what is stopping one publisher from making $100,000 a month? If you're going to produce like 10 publishers, you need a system. By sending out an advanced copy of the book beforehand, I was able to get reviews in a legitimate way and in a way that was sustainable. We want to align ourselves with what Amazon wants and what is best for the customer, because if we do that, then I think we will be rewarded. You might be one piece of information away from skyrocketing your self-publishing business to the next level. One quote that I've been thinking about a lot lately is that it's costing you $1 million not to know how to make $1 million. In today's video, I want to talk about key moments in my own self-publishing journey that have helped me to take my self-publishing business to the next level. I remember when I was a teenager and I was researching different career options, and I looked at, for example, becoming a doctor, and I saw the income that doctors made, and of course that was attractive. However, when I looked deeper into it and I realized that to become a doctor you need to study for, let's say, 10 years, and also you most likely go into at least $100,000 in debt, then it didn't look as attractive anymore. And I think that one path where you can get results much quicker and higher is entrepreneurship. And if you know my story, you know I did some business models before I started self-publishing, and I'm very grateful today that I started those different things, because it made me realize how straightforward self-publishing is compared to many other business models. And I think self-publishing, it fits me very well because I have a long-term mindset. And if you have a long-term mindset, then I think self-publishing is great for you as well, because compare being a farmer to being a hunter. So when we're doing self-publishing, we're more like a farmer. We're sowing seeds, and then eventually the crops, they will bring us income over and over again as people are buying our books. Compare that to being a hunter. Let's say you're doing sales, and every time you make a sale, you make money, and you might be making good money. However, after that, if you want to make more money, you need to go out on another hunt. So in essence, compared to many other career options, such as being a doctor, I think self-publishing is fast and easy. Learning self-publishing is not something that takes super long. However, becoming a master at it, it does take more time. But it's a fun process, and I remember some key moments in my own journey where I've unlocked a piece of information or a strategy, or I've gotten an idea, and how amazing that feels. And especially when you know that other publishers, they aren't doing this, or they don't know about it, or there's just a small few that are using it. So one piece of information that I unlocked early on was the power of having a brand. And I saw that a common struggle for a lot of self-publishers was that they weren't able to get reviews in a legitimate way. And I built an ARC team, an advanced review team, and by sending out an advanced copy of the book beforehand, I was able to get reviews for the books in a legitimate way and in a way that was sustainable. Another piece of information or idea that changed the course of my self-publishing journey was when I realized that there isn't a ceiling to self-publishing, that the ceiling that other publishers have put, for example the 10K a month ceiling, that doesn't need to apply to me, because if there's one publisher or 10 publishers making $10,000 a month, then what is stopping one publisher from making $100,000 a month? The only thing that is stopping that publisher is, first of all, the belief, of course, but also the systems, because if you're going to produce like 10 publishers, you need a system. And I remember a lot of people were talking about that if you're working more than a couple of hours a week, you're doing self-publishing wrong. And I was thinking, okay, well, that's great, because a lot of publishers, they were approaching this business model because they wanted to live the 4-hour work week, which was one of the things that attracted me as well to this business model, because I read the 4-hour work week. However, I also read a lot of other books, such as the 10X, I think, by Grant Cardone, and other business books. So I realized that what if I simply do 10 times as much, and I take it seriously instead of taking it as something like a side hustle. I take it as a serious business, just like someone who would open a restaurant would take their business very seriously. And also, one interesting fact is, compared to opening a brick and mortar business like a restaurant, imagine all the money you have to invest to open up the restaurant and the monthly bills that you're having consistently, and compare that to self-publishing, where we can invest, I mean, in some cases you don't need to invest much at all if you're writing the book yourself, but even if you're hiring a writer, it's less than $1,000 in many cases. So compared to that, I think self-publishing is amazing. And another piece of information that transformed my mindset and my approach was that when I realized that I don't need to pay that much attention to the competition. Instead, what I should focus on is making sure that the readers have an extraordinary experience and being unique. So if I'm able to do that, then I think there will always be room for publishers like that, because we want to align ourselves with what Amazon wants and what is best for the customer. Because if we do that, then I think we will be rewarded. Even if it's not by the first book, then eventually if we do that over and over again, and we're of course following the steps that we need to do to make sure the book is profitable, for example, the correct keyword research, then I think that it's just a matter of time. So I adopted an abundance mindset, and I stopped being afraid of competition. Throughout my self-publishing journey, I've also had a lot of other realizations. Just a couple of months ago, I was interviewed by a company that wanted to buy a self-publishing Amazon KDP business for around $1 million. And I got fairly far into the interview process of being the manager for this self-publishing business for 20% of the profit. However, I opted out, and I will tell you why. So as I was doing the research of looking at companies to buy, and I was given advice, and I was listing out, okay, if I were to be the manager of this KDP business, this is what I would do. This is the action I would take. I realized that I was given advice on something that I wasn't even applying in my own self-publishing business. So my conclusion was that before I spread my attention, I should first start implementing these things in my own self-publishing business. And when I started doing that, my hit rate or success rate with the new books that I publish have increased a lot. And lastly, one of the main things that I attribute my success to with self-publishing is consuming a lot of information. And especially in the beginning and in the middle of my journey, I was listening to almost every video on self-publishing in 2x speed, because I knew that one piece of information, even though I already know 99% of it, of the things that will be covered in the video, if there's just one thing, one idea, or one tactic, or one strategy that I think can transform the business, then it's worth for me to listen to. So I have a question for you as we end this video. If you're not subscribed to this channel, are you really serious about your self-publishing business? Because I know that for a fact that if I had someone who's done what I want to do, and not only that, but has proven that he's helped another person to get the results that I'm looking to get, then I would be hanging on to every word. It doesn't matter if their English is not perfect, doesn't matter if I resonate with the person or not. I would make sure that I listen and I consume the information. So if you watched to the end of this video, then do me a favor and write the word driven down in the comment section, and I will know that you're a different breed. So best of luck in your own self-publishing journey. I hope we connect one day, and see you in the next video.